Right, today in class you should be working on the Newton's second law force diagram problem sheet. Sometimes kids struggle getting going on it. So I'm going to work through example number 1 and example number 2. Sorry, example number 1 and example number 3 because they're each kind of slightly different. And if you can do these, you should be able to figure out the rest of the problems. In example number 1, or actually in all of them, they're going to give you some blanks that you know and some things you don't know, and you have to use the information they give you to figure out what it is that you are asking for. So the first thing, one of the easiest things, is in most of them, they're going to give you a normal force and a force of gravity that are the same. So you'll see the little hash marks on there saying that those two are the same. So in this particular case, they give us the force of gravity. So therefore, I know that the normal force has to be 400 newtons because these two little marks here mean that they're the same. So it's really easy to get the other one if they give you the one. So they're giving me the force of gravity. Therefore, I know the normal force has to be 400. In some, like in number 3, you're going to see they don't give us either, but once we figure out one, we know the other. Then we can figure out net force because we know one way of finding net force is the net force is the sum of the forces, and we learned on Monday that if they're in the same direction, we add them, opposite direction, we subtract them. These two forces here are the two forces we're going to use to find the net force because the up and the down forces are the same. They're going to cancel each other out. So to get the net force, I'm going to take the 100 newtons going to the right and subtract the 20 newtons going to the left. So 100 minus 20 gives me a net force of 80 newtons. Now, technically I should say a direction on there. I don't care if you put that on there. It's 80 newtons to the right because the bigger force is to the right. Then we need the mass and acceleration. I can't get the mass using Newton's second law, but I do know the force of gravity is 400. So we learned last unit that the force of gravity is equal to the mass times g, and g on Earth is always 10, and that's the value you want to use on all of these for g so that your answers match with what I got, because I'm going to use g on my calculations, and the calculations for most of them can be done in your head if you use g for 10, or 10 for g. So if I know that the force of gravity is 400, I put that in for my FG. That equals my mass, which I don't know, times g, which is 10. So what number times 10 is going to give me 400? If we wanted to, we could divide both sides by 10. The mass needs to be 40 kilograms. The other thing we learned last unit is we had a triangle, if you like that, to solve for the problems. FG is m times g was the triangle I have on the top of the page. So the FG is 400. The mass is what I'm looking for. G is 10, so I have 400 on the top, 10 on the bottom. 400, gives me 40. So 2 ways of getting the number. It's technically the same. Then to get the acceleration, once you know 2 of the 3 numbers on the bottom, so if you know 2 of the 3 on the bottom, we want to use Newton's second law, which the triangle for that is net force equals mass times acceleration, or in this case, it might be easier just to use the second law equation, which is acceleration is net force over mass. Either one of those methods will work. They're the same thing technically. So I will take the net force, which we figured out was 80, divide it by the mass, which we just figured out was 40. So I'm going to take the 80 divided by 40. That gives me an acceleration of 2 meters per second per second. So that's number 1. Now, what will be challenging about this sheet is that every single problem gives you different things, so you can't use the same method in the same order every time. You have to figure out what it is you know, and how will you figure out by 10 gives me other things, which is one of the challenges of this unit. I'm skipping number 2 intentionally because it kind of is a little more similar to the last problem. I'm going to do 3. Number 3 for you or with you, just because you're going to tackle it a lot different. So in this problem, you'll notice that we don't have either the force of gravity or the normal force, and I don't know the force applied, so I can't get the net force like I did on the last time. I need to use another method. So I told you when I was doing the last problem that if you know any 2 of the bottom 3, you can figure out the other one using Newton's second law. So if I'm going to use Newton's second law could also be written as net force equals mass times acceleration. You have all three of the equations, or all three ways of solving it up on the top, and you also have the triangle. So the mass is the mass is 7. The acceleration is 9. So 7 times 9 gives me a net force of 63 newtons. So now kids struggle up here to figure out what this arrow is. I need a number. So my net force is also, we can find by adding the two forces. So it's the force applied. I would take this arrow minus this arrow here. So the force applied minus the force of friction will give me my net force. So I know my net force is 63. My applied force is 3. So what number minus 3 would give me 63? So this needs to be 66, because 66 minus, actually I did this wrong. Sorry. I wrote it wrong. We want what number minus 3, because my force of friction is 3. What number minus 3 gives me 63? So 66 minus 3 would give me 63. So this number here has to be 66 newtons. So the force applied is 66 newtons. And then to get the force of gravity, I'm going to use m times g. So Fg is m times g. The mass we have is 7. So 7 times 10, g is always 10, gives me 70 newtons for the force of gravity. And if I know that my force of gravity is 70, then I know my normal force has to be 70. So that's the third one. I'm sorry I messed you up doing the net force. So your goal is to fill out the entire worksheet during your time today. I have an answer or a quiz in Canvas that's set for formative, so you can enter in selected answers. I have picked certain questions or certain blanks from each question, so you don't enter all of them, so that when you enter it, you'll know if you're right or wrong, and you can retake that quiz as often as you want. So you'll know that way if you got any of them wrong, and you can figure out what you did wrong, fix it, re-enter it. So your goal is to get all of them right. And I've purposely picked the problems like you have, like the last step in every problem. So if you get that one, the numbers I ask you to enter right, you'll have all of the other ones right, because your mistake is somewhere along the way. So hope everything goes good, and I'll be back tomorrow.